What's going on, everyone? It's time for another horror film review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Ouija. Yeah. It was released by Universal October 24th, 2014. Produced by Michael Bay, Andrew Forum, Brad Fuller, Jason Blum, and Bennett Sherrier. And written by Juliet Snowden and co-written and directed by Styles White, who also did go on to do the sequel, Ouija Origins of Evil, which is apparently way better than this one. Uh, and then he also did like The Possession, Boogeyman, and Dead of Nowhere. Set a box office earnings of over $103.6 million. So Ouija, well, some young teens are playing with a Ouija board, and they are talking to this young girl who they think is a young girl, anyways, and end up um, getting obsessed with it, basically talking to it. And the one girl couldn't help herself but play the Ouija board by herself. It was talking to it, and then something made her kill herself. So her best friend and her group of friends basically are stunned at what happened and basically play the Ouija board a couple more times trying to get answers and have some nightmarish things happen to them. And then as they find out more and more, they learn that the spirit, they have to cut the stitches from the girl's mouth, the young girl's mouth, to free it, but then it actually awakens another eat more evil thing, and then they have to stop that. It's very convoluted, this story, and to be honest, I wasn't really interested in this because, well, I was watching Ouija and playing my Ouija board at the same time. So, yeah, but that was way more entertaining than the movie. This movie's so boring and just terrible. So the acting is cheesy, and like the cinematography is pretty good and stuff like that. But this is really a beginner horror film. So this is for like the young ones who haven't really been exposed to horror. This is a good one to start with, maybe, but for like a seasoned horror film watcher like myself, this did nothing. The concept was interesting. It's like they didn't know. People writing this didn't really know how to. They like never played with a Ouija board before, so they made up some of their own rules, and then they incorporated some other superstitious rules and stuff in there, and then yeah, just packed it full of CGI ghosts and a really convoluted storyline that doesn't make sense. And yeah, there you have it. But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of this movie. There's no scares. The setup for the scares was terribly put together, and none of them worked because usually when there's like a jump scare, it's like you suddenly see something, there's a loud sound at the same time, and it makes you jump. This one, you just see it. And it's just like, okay, well, that didn't make me jump or anything or startle me. And then they have like these cheesy shadows attacking people. Then you eventually they go down, they see like the corpsey look, and they find the corpse of the dead girl haunting the place. And yeah, but other than that, there wasn't very much going on. It's like they played with the Ouija board, some spooky things happen, and one of the funniest parts in it is like they do it a couple times in the movie where they look through the planchette like this after playing it. Like I've done that before, and nothing happened, so don't be too scared of that. But yeah, and yeah, they see like the really bad CG rendered ghost right there, and this I thought this was good. Like honestly, if they took out like, if it wasn't as shot as nicely, you'd think this is meant for like the Sci-Fi Channel or something like that. But yeah, this movie's really cheesy, corny, and dumb. I did not really enjoy this movie at all. I thought it was pretty boring, and yeah, it was just wasn't good. Like everything about it was sloppy, and but if you have someone who's just getting into horror, I could see this being a good introduction to that, especially for like ghost movies and things like that. You don't want to throw in The Conjuring. Well, that's what I would do, but yeah, to someone new and scare the shit out of them. But yeah, but this one it definitely did not work, and it's pretty bad. Besides some interesting cinematography and some alright makeup effects, I guess. Other than that, this film was pretty terrible. So boring, not interesting, convoluted, and a waste of time. So with that, I'm gonna give Ouija a 1.5 out of 5. I'm being generous there. So, yeah. But if it sounds like something you're interested in, this has been out for a while, but yeah, if it sounds like something you're interested in, there's a trailer link down below. Like always, also link down below is my Instagram. So I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my stories. You have the film title hashtag and some genre of film and a hashtag so you're aware of it. And my Letterbox is also linked down below. Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films. So follow me on those 2 platforms. Stay in loop with this channel. Like this video, share it so more people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below. And if you have any other films or film franchise in any genre that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can and if I can find them. And also, if you want me to do the sequel, comment that down below too. I'll try my best to get to that as well. And yeah, make sure you subscribe because hopefully we'll find something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought of checking out together. And so you hear my opinions on popular films coming out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell because I got about 6 more Blumhouse horror thrillers to get through. So the next one's going to be, I hear it's another terrible one, but I've never seen it, so I'll be the judge of that. And that's The Boy Next Door. Yeah, some young kid gets obsessed with Jennifer Lopez apparently and causes havoc. So that sounds interesting enough. So I'm gonna check that one out next. Hopefully it's not as bad as they say, but we'll see. So yeah, make sure you tune in for that one. And yeah, but watch out for all those crazy people playing with the Ouija boards like myself. And yeah, guess yeah, have a good one. So until then, cheers.